so true love never did come smooth. Of course, in the play, he's talking about the rocky path of finding your one true love. But I'm not talking about comparing someone's love for another to a raging river. I'm comparing making a film on the student level to a raging river. Yes, we love the ideas and stories we create, but we're student filmmakers. And sometimes bringing that passion project to life can be just like the course of a river, rough and full of trust. Actually, falling in love can sometimes be easier than trying to make a film. But despite all the difficulties and frustrations that come along with making a film, like finding locations for cheap, actors who actually fit the part that you're casting and hopefully won't leave for a paid gig, and just spending as little or non-existent money as possible, we still pull it off. But how do we do that if it's hard enough to get what I just listed above? Easy. We found our perfect set of relationships at Columbia. She's the producer you can rely on no matter what, and the magic happens simply by picking up the phone or sending an email. He's the DP that gets your vision and must have some secret way of communicating with the gods of light. Even the crew understands your crazy talk when you're on set bringing that light to life. We may be crazy, sociopathic filmmakers when we talk about ourselves as individuals, but we found even more crazy sociopaths to bring with us into all of our future endeavors. Heck, each of us is probably attached at the hip to someone else sitting in this ballroom right now until the day we die. And then, even in the afterlife, we'll all be working together to keep making movies. The relationships we formed over these past 4 years don't just stop at the doors to Columbia. Whether we met people on set or at internships or even through working in theater, we've met people who we never want to let go of. Well, maybe that's actually only me who's unable to let people go. Everyone I know seems to do just fine with letting people carry on with their everyday lives with the simple, "It was great working with you, keep in touch and let's do it again." But not me. No. I work with people and latch onto them so they can never escape. Thanks for the production, more stories of survival. We're all stuck with each other, whether we like it or not. Because that's what this industry is all about, making connections and keeping them. And this is one skill that every graduate sitting here today has mastered in their own special way. CCH is a small school. I know that, you know that. Everyone who has ever said, "I've never heard of it," when we tell them where we go to school knows that. But in what Columbia lacks in size, the students and staffs make up for in passion. I remember when I started here, I was terrified, yet extremely excited about this crazy adventure that I was embarking on. I was 3,000 miles away from home and with no friends and no idea of how much work actually went into making a movie because my high school was so small I didn't offer any film programs. And everyone around me already sounded so smart and film savvy. But within moments, I found a group of people who I just knew I'd be working with again and again. And days later, I was introduced to the most supportive group and structure I've ever met. I don't think I'm the only student who feels like we got the gold medal of instructors at CCH. They have been nothing but supportive of our crazy ideas and projects, even helping us make those ideas and projects even crazier. We didn't just form relationships with our fellow students in Columbia. Everyone had that instructor who had such a fun and unique way of teaching that was inevitable that should that instructor be teaching, that student would be in that class. Everyone had that instructor they could turn to for help with the problem, and they not only help us find a solution, but do it in such a way that they never really did a thing except guide us in the right direction to solve it. There was always that instructor who knew that you were destined to do something with yourself once you left CCH and couldn't wait to see what new adventure awaits you. The instructors were more than just teachers and people who sat at the front of the classroom lecturing. They were mentors. They were friends. Instructors, mentors, friends, classmates, crew. This is only the start of our relationship pile, and it's only going to keep growing. We'll add coworkers, boyfriends, girlfriends, exes, the works. Just don't forget CCH. Don't forget the people sitting in those seats next to you, in front of you, and behind you. One of these days, you're going to get a phone call from one of them offering you a job, and you do not want to be the one answering the phone saying, "Who?" But most importantly, don't forget yourself, because we'll change. Human beings do that. You've probably changed a million trillion times in the 5 minutes that I have been talking. In a little bit, you'll have changed once again. This time, though, we'll no longer be student filmmakers. Once we walk across the stage, we will be professionals. Professionals who get to spend their workdays wearing shorts, t-shirts, and funny hats in the name of creating art and bringing the stories we love to life. Nothing could be better. So keep writing, keep directing, keep editing, keep shooting, keep producing, keep acting. I am simply repeating the words that have been drilled into our heads week after week. Because that is your job, your passion, your life. Enjoy it. Because the minute you stop enjoying what you're doing, it's time to pack up your bags and go find a new passion. Our lives are just part of one big movie starring us. People will come in and out of each scene, but it's those people who have made the most lasting impressions who keep sticking around scene after scene, sometimes popping up at the most inopportune times. It's that they just know when to show up. Don't lose them or let them go. Hold on to them until you can't hold them anymore, no matter how uncomfortable they get. Everyone needs to expand their own boundaries and everything. So walk out of this room. Find your friends and give them a hug. Find a random person and give them a hug too. Hug a tree just for the heck of it. But don't tell them goodbye, because this isn't the last time you'll see them. It's only the beginning. Our scenes at Columbia College Hollywood may be coming to a close, but another bright day is beginning around the corner. That new scene is going to begin. And as this scene comes to a close, I will simply say my last words and smile as everything begins to look.